Welcome to Heartcraftpaper. In today's tutorial, we are going to go over the new design space, the beta version that is. The final version has not yet finalized and come out. And compared to the old version, I do like the flow, ease of finding things, being able to search through different groups of projects, things of that nature. One thing I do like are how my projects are actually listed. In the old design space, you actually had to go into your projects and then you had to go through a listing of descriptions versus now that you can actually see the pictures of your items here on the home page. But here on the home page, it's only limited to a handful. As you can see, it doesn't allow me to go any further, but you can always click View All and select the project that you would like. So I'm going to select this one. Here you can open up multiple projects and import them in as well. You can select your images here if you wanted to select another image. With regards to actually getting the images, like the packages, if you look here, you can find this informational, and if you hover over it, it tells you the actual cartridge that it's from. And if you click on it, you will find the Folk Art Festival cartridge hyperlink. So if you click on that, it will drop you right into the cartridge itself and pull up all of those that are associated with it. And you have an option. Because I have an Access subscription, it's part of my purchase. So I don't have the link for purchasing it, but in this first box, you will find a link, and let's go ahead and see if we can find one. That actually has a purchase on it. Let's take this baby Soirees, and as you can see, this first selection here is to actually buy the cartridge. You also get that option outside on the listing if you have multiple cartridges that are showing, which this one just took me right into something that is actually all the cartridges. But as you can see here, you also have the link here to purchase. Okay. Text. You can utilize your own text within Design Space. It doesn't necessarily have to be the fonts that they have for Access or for Design Space itself. It'll take your system fonts, as you can see here. You can pull all the system fonts. So if I just wanted to have let's pick this one, which is a gentle touch. I can select this and have it cut. And you can see here that it's select a cut. If I click on that, it will write. Now, just one thing to note with the fonts that are from the system, they don't have a path programming, so it will not create just a straight line type of writing. It will do the outline for it. Another option is to score, and this is kind of neat because you can score on the paper. Let's say you're making a card and you have a particular place you want to put that hello. You can actually duplicate this and have one that's cut and then have another that's scored. You would attach it to the card so that way you know where your placement will be. And this is an easy way to create those indicators. Or you can print, and as you can see, it becomes a little bit thinner, and it will print out, and then you can cut it. Or you can just print and flatten it as a part of a project. So, the other option you have here is you can actually change the colors. You have pre-selected that kind of match what you have here on your in your project already. Or you can come down here and utilize this sidebar here to select, let's say you want a blue and you want to be able to modify the color a little bit more. And this is actually pretty good for printing. It doesn't really necessarily matter what color you have it if you're going to cut or write, for that matter, because you're going to select that and add it to your machine directly. So with the fonts, as you see, it is grouped together. You have here with the fonts, you can indicate whether you want it as a bold, you want it as an italic, you want it, although this function here for this particular font doesn't have those options because every font has its source, and those sources either have a bold or an italic on it that would allow the system to utilize it. But that's okay. You can align it to the left, align it to the center. It's up to you and how you want to do that. Also, let's say you want to space out each of these letters and you want to ungroup them, as you have there. You have two options. You can do it utilizing the font section here under this edit, or you can select ungroup and it will basically do the same thing. Let's say I just wanted to kind of move that over a little bit so that way it attaches. Just slide those over a little bit until they touch. And then now I have this hello. What I would do with this is actually weld it together so that they become one. And now Cricut will cut all the way around and it will remain attached as one cut. Okay. Now, shapes. Here you'll find basic shapes. Just like the old design space, one thing most people fail to realize is that you can create a number of designs utilizing these basic shapes. This here that I have, this emoji, I actually created myself utilizing the cut and slice, weld, and the shapes that we have there. Basically what I did, and I'm going to group this so you can see the different layers, is this is one of the shapes. This is a circle that I elongated as an oval. I brought in a bow that I used from the images and a circle here for the yellow, the gray, and then this here was actually circles. What I did and how that works is, in order to make the eyes, oops, I'm going to duplicate this and let's come up here and shift and select. Now I can slice this. Now I have two eyelashes. And let me go ahead and insert a circle. And I'm going to weld these in together. Okay. Now I have my eye with eyelashes. If you want to elongate that, you can unlock this. Let me see, we'll go back a little bit just because I have an oblong eye. So let's unlock that and make that a little bit more. There you go. Now it's oblong, we'll weld that together, and now I have my eye. The other one was 3 of these eyelashes that I made, put together, and then made two of them made smaller so that it fits as an eyelash on the edge of the eye, and it looks like a wink. I took two more of these, attached them together and welded them, and then spaced them out, so modified it a little bit just by the size, the width and length, to be able to get these lips. I placed them over the object that, in this case, the yellow circle, and then I sliced them out. So that's one way of working with what you have. Now you can also, again, you still have the upload option, so you can upload tons and tons of items here. You can upload patterns. So if you have any patterns that you've purchased in a PNG, JPEG, or BMP, I prefer the PNG or the JPEG myself. You can upload it, and when you come in and you're on your shape here, and let's say you wanted to print it, you can actually set patterns here. And let's say I wanted to bring in this pattern onto my shape. It will print with the pattern of these flowers here on this particular shape when it decides to load. There you go. And there you have it. So there's tons that you can do with this. ColorSync is something that initially I didn't know how to use until I started utilizing my phone a little bit more. But I like it if I brought in items that were not the color that I wanted, but I wanted it to match whatever I had initially selected. So I was able to do that by coming in here and just moving them around. Let's say I wanted it white or I wanted it gray. You can move them around to make it match. So that is that on the design space. Now let's go ahead and head over to the Make It canvas. From here, what I like is you can add in multiple copies. This one's going to print, so it automatically selects the size for you. Let's say this here is already set to a 12 by 12. You can come in and select the size of paper that you want. Let's say it's a 4 by 6, it's a small one, and there you go. I mean, to be honest, it's not something that you really need to change, but if there's a particular place that you wanted to cut, let's say you had a section that was cut out from your 12 by 12 here, you can actually just slide this over and start cutting at the 5-inch mark. Okay. You also have the mirror for iron-on. So all you would have to do is just come here and it would flip it in reverse, because the way that the iron-on is set, the outside of the iron-on is the one that would go face down. So you want to make sure you utilize that and for iron-on options. Okay. So let's say I was making 5. Here you see, I have 5. Fortunately, right now it's trying to print these. So I have a cut and print from how I actually had it. So I'm not going to continue here. I'm going to go ahead and close that off because I don't want to make it. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have fun and utilize more of the design space to its fullest capabilities. That slice weld option is perfect for all of your needs. And I think you can actually create more than what you think.